So students, we were talking about relational algebra. So it is the backbone of RDBMS because it is RDBMS is basically stand for Relational Database Management System, and so it deals with the relational algebra operators. So I already told you that there are so many relational algebra mathematical operations that we can directly apply on the tables or the relations, and that strengthen it in a wonderful manner. Clear? So there are so many relational algebra operators. So we will discuss lot of operators, and if you remind, so there are two type of languages uh, that is called relational query languages, and query language is not equal to programming language because in programming language we deal with a lot of procedures. So there is SQL, that is structured query language, as well as PL/SQL, that is procedural language, or we can say it's a programming language of Oracle. So both SQL and PL/SQL are the programming language of the Oracle. So they help us to fetch the query. Clear? You can generate the query. It means you are demanding some information from the database. Clear? But obviously these are not equal to the programming languages, because in programming language we need to specify the entire procedure to do a task. So there were two things. One was the relational algebra, that is makes a more operational and very useful for representing again execution plans. Then comes a relational calculus that lets user describe what they want rather than how to compute it, or it is non-procedural. Clear? So in a relational calculus, we deal with two type of things. Please note it down because it is not in your too much in your syllabus, but I will try to cover it up at the end of your semester when you will join in different lab sessions. There are two type of relational calculus. One is called TRC, that is tuple relational calculus. So there are two type of relational calculus. One is called that is subcategory of the relational calculus. So as the name suggests, to relational algebra and the relational calculus, it means we are dealing directly with the relations. We are dealing directly with the relations, and we are dealing directly with the tables. Clear? So that's why it is called relational. So the term relational, whenever you encounter this term relational, it means we are encountering to the directly with the tables. Clear? Or whatever the operations we are performing, it means we are performing all the operations directly or indirectly on the tables itself. And yes, mind it that we are applying operations on the tables or relations, and the output will be again relations. Clear? So there are two type of subcategories of relational calculus. One is called TRC, that is tuple relational calculus. So tuple relational calculus, that is called TRC, and deals with directly with the tables, or it deals with the records. That's why it is called tuple relational calculus. Then is called DRC. Another is called DRC, that is called domain relational calculus. So one is TRC, that is tuple relational calculus. Other is DRC, that is domain relational calculus. So that deals with domain relational calculus, deal with the domain. Or we talk about, then we called it as a we are specific to some columns. Clear? So tuple deals with the records or the tuples or the rows, where a domain deals with the columns, fields. Clear? So then we are deal with the various type of operations. Relational algebra, there are 5 basic operations. That is selection. Selection stands for it selects a subset of rows from relation, that is called horizontal. Clear? And selection means sigma. So I advise everybody that if there is a query in the examination that find out all the records of the student from the table, so you need selection. Clear? Just note down the query. Find out all the records of the student. So in that your relation will be the student, and you will choose operator sigma. Clear? That operator, that is sigma. So if there is a query that is find out name and ID of the students, or display the name as well as ID of the students, so at that time, what operator you will select? You will select pi. You will use pi here because it retains only wanted columns from the relation. That is vertical projection, or we can say projection. That is called projection. Means what you want to highlight. Clear? So here we want to highlight only name as well ID from the student relation. So our relation will be student and our projection will be on name and ID only, and other columns will not be projected. Clear? So then comes the cross product. Now this cross product is represented by a multiplication symbol, but it is not a multiply. So it allows us to combine two relations. Clear? It means here you need to combine two tables, you need to combine two relations. So at that time you will use cross product. So wherever there is a such type of queries that you want to integrate, you want to relate two tables. So what you need to apply the cross product. Clear? Then comes set difference. It is just a minus sign, but it is not minus in general. Its operation is different than minus because it represents if you are using R1 set difference R2, it means those tuples that exist in R1 but not in R2. Clear? Or if you write down R2 set difference R1, so those tuples that belongs to R2 but not in R1. Clear? So that's difference, and it is called set difference, not minus. So in union, tuples in R1 or in R2 means tuples or records must exist in R1 or in R2. So it includes all the tuples that exist in R1 as well as that exist in R2. Clear? And there is one more operator, then we will discuss in later on slides, that is intersection. It is a union like this, and the reverse of this is intersection. Clear? You will draw like this, reverse of U. Clear? So intersection means those are tuples which are common in both relations. If you are intersecting two tables or two relations, it means we are going through intersection of two table. What are common in both of the relations will be the output. Clear? So now each operation returns a relation. So it is the important note that we apply all the operations on the relations or the tables, and the output will be a relation or the table. So then there are a lot of skeletons, or we can say there are a lot of tables. So in examination, there will be given a lot of tables for you people to perform some queries. Queries will be given there, and you need to write down your own queries. You need to choose the appropriate table on which you want to apply the tables. Clear? For example, if I say that display the bid and as well as B name from boats. Clear? So it means automatically I am talking about the relation boats, and I want to project bid and B name. So what you need to do, you need to select an operator. So what operator will select? We will select projection pi, and on subscript we'll write here bid and B name because I want to project only bid and B name, and in brackets I will write down the relation, that is boats. So don't miss to write out the relation name for which you are doing projection, for which you are doing selection. So students often do mistake this type of mistakes in the examination. They forget to write the relations name, tables name. But if you are not writing the name of the relation, it means you are not specific to what you are doing. So it means you will be awarded 0 marks. So you must specify the name of the relation on which you are applying the query. Either it may be your relational algebra query, either it may be your SQL query. Clear? So this is a typical example of when it means here you want to use projection, or you want to display only age here from the relation S2. So that's why it's clearly mentioned here that relation is S2 here. It means we want to project age from the relation S2. So it must be in the subscript. Clear? Note it down that whatever column you want to project, whatever column you want to represent, clear, as an output, you must represent or you must write that column in the subscript of the operator. So here I am using the projection operator. I want to display age from which relation? S2. Again, if you want to project S name and rating, so you must specify the two columns and also they must be differentiated by this comma. Clear? Students do forget to write the comma in between, but if you don't write or don't use this comma, it means you will award it again 0 marks. Clear? So ensure yourself that you are writing correct query. Clear? So the correct query is, if you want to display S name and rating from the relation S2, so and you are using the projection operator. Clear? So the query will be display S name and rating from S2. So query will be display or the project S name and rating from the relation S2. Clear? So this is the sentence, that is simple query that user will fetch the query, and if you write down the relational algebra query, it will be in this form. This will be the form of relational algebra. And if you want to convert this query into SQL, what you will write down? Select. I am converting this query into SQL form. Select, then S name, comma rating from S2. Clear? So from sentence, we are writing the relational algebra query. For relational algebra query, you are converting to a SQL query. So this will be another question in the examination. A query will be given to you, a sentence will be given to you. For example, display S name and rating from the relation S2. And examiner will ask you to convert this query into relational algebra query, and then finally convert relational algebra query into SQL query. Clear? So that's how we'll do it. And yes, this operator, projection operator, automatically eliminates duplicates. Clear? So this is an example which I have shown earlier. Clear? So here the relation is S2 and you want to display S name and rating from S2. So only S name and rating will be displayed here. S name and rating will be displayed here. Yappy, Lubber, Guppy and Rusty is the output here. Clear? And if you want to display the age only from the relation S2, so there are 4 particular tuples, and 35 is appearing 3 times. So it eliminates all the duplicates. It will retain only the unique values. So you will be displayed only here 35 and 55.5. So that's the meaning, that it automatically eliminates duplicates. Clear? So that's the projection. And then comes selection. So selection is a symbol we use as a sigma here. Select rows that satisfy selection condition. Yeah, obviously, if you are if you want to do some records or display depending upon a particular condition. For example, if I want to say that find out those students who has marks greater than 90%, yeah, who scored marks greater than 90%. So it means I want those students whose marks are greater than 90%. It means I am specifying a condition here. Clear? So that's what this slide is saying, that select rows that satisfy selection condition. If you are not using a condition, it means all the records will be displayed. Clear? So if we are not using particular condition, it means we want to display all the records. But if you want to display the records of a particular student for a particular condition, so that condition you need to specify here. Another query, for example, I want to say that display records of those students who belongs to Mandi Gobindgarh and who belongs to Kashmir. Clear? So I want only those students who belongs to Mandi Gobindgarh and the Kashmir. So it means I am specifying some condition there. Clear? So that's why. So then result is a relation. So again and again in my slide you will find out that I'm mentioning all the time that result is a relation. We are applying different operations, different operators on the relation, and the result is a relation. Clear? So schema of result is same as that of input relation. Obviously, schema will be same. The same table will be reflected in many ways, because if you remember that in external view there are a lot of sub schemas, but sub schema is same as that of schema. Clear? So it means we are reflecting terms from the schema itself. So it means whatever form of the relation is having, it is from the schema itself, or we are talking about the conceptual schema. Clear? So here we are dealing with relations. Yeah. So if you are talking about the query, for example, find out those records from the table, S2 whose rating is greater than 8. Clear? So here in the subscript you are writing condition here. Clear? In the subscript I am writing a condition here. I am using selection because I want to display all the records. Clear? So the query will be display all the records from the relation S2 whose rating is greater than 8. It means I am specifying a condition here. I want to display only those records whose rating is greater than 8. Got it? So students, you are getting it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So because I want that you people should understand these concepts because it is very, very important for you. So it means we are specifying condition. So please note it down. Every condition, every attribute must be used in subscript, because I found I checked so many copies of the students when they answer in the examination. I found it they write alongside with this operator. So that's wrong. Clear? And sometimes the students do write in the superscript here. So that's again wrong concepts. Clear? So you must be specific. You must write the attribute or you must write the condition in the subscript. Please note it down because we forget things when we answer in the examinations or when we do in real life scenarios. So if you mark the important notes, it will remain in your minds for a long period of time. Clear? So please note it down, write down important note that every condition as well as every attributes which we are specifying, every condition as well as every attribute which we are specifying in relational algebra query. I am repeating, every attribute as well as every condition which we are specifying or writing in a relational algebra query must be written in the subscript of relational algebra operator. Must be written in the subscript of relational algebra operator. For example, you just write down this example where we are using a selection operator. Then we are specifying a condition here. We are specifying a condition in the subscript of this operator, that is selection. And why we are using selection? The answer is simple, that I want to display all the records. So keep it in your mind when you are displaying, even there is a query that you display all the records. So you must choose operator wisely, and that operator should be selection because it deals with the horizontal. Clear? So we are using here a selection operator because we want to display all the records, and we are writing the query, writing the condition here, rating is greater than 8 from the relation S2. So this relation S2 from which you are fetching the query, it must be in the same line with the selection. Clear? It is in the same line with the selection. Again, note it down because students do write this selection in the subscript also. They confuse themselves. So please don't confuse the selection or operator or every relational algebra operator as well as the relation must be on the same line. Clear? So this query means we want those records whose rating is greater than 8. So simply you can identify whose the records where rating is 8. This one, 9 and 10. So it means this line is not, we require also this line we not record. It means Lubber and Guppy. Please, Lubber and Guppy are not required, but Yuppie and Rusty are required. So what is the output here? Output is Yuppie and Rusty because their rating is greater than 8. And Lubber and Guppy are not there because their rating is not greater than 8. It means we are applying a condition here. Clear? So this will be the output. Again, the query, it is the complex query where you can say where. So this will be the output here. You are getting 28 Yappy 935, 58 Rusty 10 and 55. This will be the output of this query. Clear? Selection rating is greater than 8 S2. But if this type of query is there, so you just note it down what is the query in the form of sentence that may appear in examination. Write down the query. Display S name and rating. Display S name and rating from the relation S2. Display S name and rating from the relation S2 whose rating is greater than 8. Whose rating is greater than 8. It means here we need to use two operators. Clear? So you just note it down this. First of all, we are talking about the inner query here. So inner query will be, it will display the records. It will retrieve the records of all the customers or the students, we can say, from the relation S2 whose rating is greater than 8. Clear? So first of all, the inner query is solved. Note it down. In the complex query, first of all, inner query is solved, then the outer query is solved. So this is the inner query and this is the outer query here. Clear? Where we are using projection. In inner query we are using selection. So when we are doing, first of all, we are doing inner query solution. So here it is the inner query solution. It means you will get this type of record: 28 Yappy 935, 58 Rusty 10 35. So this will be the result of the inner query. Clear? So then we will apply S name and rating. It means because I already told you that we apply operations on the relations and the output is a relation. Clear? So when you apply this type of query on the relation, so what we remain with this type of output. Again, it is a relation. Clear? Now on this relation, this is output. Number one, first table you are viewing. This is the output of this query. On this query, we are applying other query. That is, we want to display S name and rating. So when you apply this query on this table, on this remaining table, what will happen? We want to project only S name and rating only. So this will not be visible to you now, and this age again will not be visible to you now. Clear? So what you will remain with? You will remain with these things: Yappy 9 and Rusty 10. Clear? So this is how we solve a complex query. And also sometimes you may use different options to solve the query. So sometimes your selection will be the outer query and projection will be in the inner query. But ultimately you want to use the same things. Clear? So I think it is now it's clear to you people. So we move on to next slide. So another is union and set difference. So union and set difference. So it is very, very important to note it down that both of these operations take true output relations, which must be union compatible. Clear? So whenever there is a question in the examination that perform union and set difference, first of all, every student need to check that whether these relations, whether these tables are union compatible or not. Clear? So what is the meaning of union compatible? Both the tables, both the relations must have same number of fields. Clear? And both the tables or corresponding fields have the same type. Means data type of the fields must be same, and both the tables must have same number of fields. For example, if I say that S1 table is having 3 fields, 3 number of fields, and another table that is S2, it must have 3 number of fields. Then only we can say it is union compatible, and also the data types of all fields must be the same type. Clear? So it means, first of all, we need to check before we do this union and set difference operations. So we need to check whether these two relations are union compatible or not. If you found somewhere or sometimes that these two relations are not union compatible, it means you just straight away write an answer that these two relations are not union compatible, hence we cannot apply union and set difference. This will be your simple answer, and you will get 5 out of 5 marks or whatever the marks given in the examination. Clear? So it means before we do union as well as set difference, we must check whether these operations or whether these relations are union compatible or not. Clear? So this one, if you say union, yes, S1 union S2. So time is clicking, just be fast. S1 union S2. So S1 union S2 means I want to combine these two relations S1 and S2. First of all, I will check it that these two relations are union compatible or not. Obviously, you can see that there are 4 columns, 4 fields. Yes. And then we check the relation number S2. There are again the 4 fields. Clear? It means the number of fields are same in both relations. Clear? Plus the data type is same. You can see here the SID column or SID field data type is numeric. SNAME data type is character. Rating data type is again numeric. And age is again numeric. Clear? So in both relations we are finding that number of fields are same as well as their data type is same. Clear? So it means they are union compatible. So now it means if they are union compatible, we can apply union on these two tables. Clear? So what is the meaning of union? Union meaning is simple. We go back to the first slide where you find, where you remind that those relations, those tuples which are in, those tuples which belong to S1 or those tuples which belong to S2. It means Dustin, Lubber and Rusty are there. So what is new in this S2? Yes, I want
Yuppie, sorry,
yeah, yuppie. Very good, Rahul. It means yuppie is there also. It means in our final relation, it must contain Dustin, Lubber and Rusty plus yuppie. Clear? So now you can find out here. Clear? So Dustin, Lubber and Rusty, and yes, so okay. There was much more Guppy. You are missing here. Guppy is also there, huh? So Guppy and yuppie. Clear? So yuppie was here and Guppy was here. So in this there was no yuppie, there was no Guppy. So it includes all the relations or the tuples from this table. From this table S1 there are tuples Dustin, Lubber and Rusty. From this table already there are Lubber and Rusty. Clear? But yuppie and Guppy were not there. So it includes Guppy and yuppie. Clear? So it means it includes all the relations which are in S1 and which are in S2. Clear? So I think it's clear to you. It reflects how we perform union operations.